What did Ziggy... What does Ziggy have for us today? I want to take the item, not give the item. Super Potion. I was tempted to buy a couple of those at the shop, so that works for me. It's been 2 seconds and I already forgot what the dude I fought was. Oh well, I'm pretty sure this guy's different at the very least. Not completely out of the question. I guess this is what we have Spore for though. I'm glad I have one move that is 100% accurate on my side. And like, you know what might be cool? Something like Aerial Ace or something. At least my opponents are missing too. Giga Drain really is my only grass type move. I guess like that's the sacrifice to pay for all the coverage. It really is just gonna be one of these sorts of fights. And as a Christmas miracle, Talonswift got a level. I'm really regretting not having Flame Charge on Huh. It's just all weird, just like all the Pokemon we faced so far. Crobat, Mangtang, Other fully evolved Beast, ignore the Mangtang. And then we got Geodude. That ironically enough, it was my team. It was Talonswift a little too well. Oh, wait, what am I doing? This is like a free heal. The problem is that I can't really do too much to these Pokemon, but it's pretty much a free heal for Geodude. Or I mean for my Breloom. That name is gonna take a bit to get used to, not gonna lie. Oh, cool. Remember when I said, like, free heal, no worry about Talonswift for being a thing? I can't tell if I got Dairy unlucky, or if the Geodude got sturdy or something. Speaking of lucky, though, you fool! You fool! I have a flying type just standing out here. What's your deal? The decision to give Talonswift Hyper Voice was a really good one, though. I'm getting so much mileage out of it already. Yeah, like, it kinda doesn't play off its whole gimmick of being a priority beast. Of just always attacking before everything, but having an attack that just attacks both Pokemon with no risk of attacking yourself is so good for just finishing off Pokemon that just barely survive a hit. Like that Geodude there. Alright, let me see if I can get Talonswift up to level 25. Downside, I don't really got anything for the Nidorino. I guess I have Spore. Spore is always an option. Except against Grass. I assume they implemented the part where Grass types are immune to powder moves and that. But besides that, I'm just crossing my fingers that the Machoke doesn't have a rock move like pretty much every fighting type does. I'm gonna guess it doesn't have a fighting type move if that's what I decided to go for. But yeah, between evolving, actually getting something better than Peck, Talonswift seems to have gotten so much better. In fact, I kind of wonder if I should have used the PP up on Air Slash just to get a little more mileage, but... ah, man. So many things that I never really bothered considering that I'm probably gonna actually have to consider for this. I think fighting is actually resistant to poison. I think poison actually resists fighting, so Rock Tomb it is. See, it's just so nice that Talonswift is so fast already that even without triggering Gale Wings, I'm still going before the Pokemon a lot of times, especially now that I'm actually not under-leveled. Between evolving, not being under-leveled, and getting something stronger than Peck, Talonswift, just the revamped Talonswift move pool in general has done so much good for the Pokemon. It's a shame because it definitely has so much potential to do so much good with a move like that. So that Mount Battle training was pretty much what it really needed. And once we actually get it back up to level with the rest of the team, think Taylor Swift is going to be an unstoppable force with, like, an occasional moment where we go, oh, Taylor Swift, as it misses an air slash and then gets one-hit KO by a rock blast or something. But hopefully, those moments will be fewer and farther in between. I'm not going to deny that it's not... that we'll be able to avoid those situations altogether. But I'm gonna hope that they'll be a lot less frequent. It feels so weird to have basically my entire team... basically have a team that I want to take to the end of the game this early into the game. But, like... I don't really feel like I would feel bad about boxing any of these Pokemon at this point. Then, oh, I definitely fought this guy before. You're the one with the Crobat and the Raichu that I found out the hard way that it's bad for Taylor Swift. Actually, wait, do I want to go for that? Or do I want to go for Lightning Rod? Breloom is fast, sure, but I'm not outspeeding a Crobat. So I guess this is just switch swapping to get these two here a tiny bit of extra experience. Plus, I also think we don't need to actually show what happens next, because, well, I was gonna say we'd be just discharging and bulldozing, but not exactly a good play when you have to go for a bulldoze when you have an electric type out on the field. And actually, what if the Raichu has Lightning Rod? I didn't even think about that. Well, let's find out. Right, Shadow Sneak is a thing. Well, at least the Crobat's taken care of, so... if I'm feeling bold, I could go for a Bulldoze. I guess swap Taylor Swift into a Bulldoze and hope that it's enough to take out the Raichu. Just when I was talking about wanting a better grass move. It's rough because it's... this is better because Breloom is more physical based, but I have been appreciating the healing, and I don't really want to get rid of anything else. Well, if I want to heal that bad, we have potions. I'd be a fool to pass up the Seed Bomb. Again, there's a lot less pressure to get rid of moves, knowing that I can just get them back. If the worst case scenario is that I have to grind off screen for battle points, and that's like, I'm cool with that. More time to actually play the game when I'm not commentating. Couldn't ask for anything more. Oh wait, did it do this thing where, like, if you teach a move... Oh, it did this because I was going for Giga Drain. It did this thing where if you replace a move before they do it, then they just do the new move instead. That is actually pretty convenient. Accidental pro gamer strat. Sorry hesitation, just... I tried not to say gamer unironically, but it just slipped. I might actually get rid of extreme speed. It's a tough call because this is guaranteed to hit. This hits a 5% chance to miss, which, as we've seen, 95% is the scariest accuracy amount in the entire game. And it's actually been a hot minute, so I don't even remember if, like, extreme speed is actually stronger than air slash. So if I'm going for new, I completely forgot about that because I was thinking, like, always go flying at the same time attack. But I'm a normal flying, so both of these are same type attack. So, that being said, Funlin, you had your time in the sun, but I'm not gonna risk it. Be a little too scary to leave you out in front of that Curlia. Even if the odds of us taking it out before it can attack are pretty high. Like, I don't think this will finish it off, but I think, like, if I were to go for a Seed Bomb, I'd probably outspeed it any... Oh, yeah, not even close. But that's the downside of Talon Swift. Pretty much have to decide between a chance to flinch and a 5% chance to miss. Well, my grammar wasn't the greatest there, but I think hopefully I got the point across at least. And the problem is, like, if any of y'all were going for Talon Swift, I could at least heal it off, but at least this would do neutral damage. I just realized I swapped the Fairy type onto a Ghost type. I would say what are the odds of actually getting hit by a Poison type move when it's a Haunter, but this is Pokemon XG. I wouldn't put it past the game to do anything. Oh, that's crazy and random. Like, an Ice-type hidden power. What besides specifically screwing over Talon Swift, what purpose would you have having an Ice-type move on a Ghost-type? Speaking of screwing Talon Swift over, I was tempted to go for Roost, but this is kind of getting scary. You know what? No. I got a better idea. You're not in the best shape ever, Con Generator, but you have enough health to do what I want you to do, at least. And if you stay in long enough to get some damage in along the way, all the better. So this should take out the Haunter. And the Flaffy can't do diddly squat to hurt Talon Swift. I actually kind of wonder if Hidden Power's fixed to be in Ice-type all the time in this mod, because when I think about it, no, I think like there was another Pokemon that had a Hidden Power Fire. I don't remember which, but I do recall it existing. But we got what we want. Talon Swift is not quite at level 25. It's a little unfortunate, but Body Slam. Don't I have that already? No, I think I have it on a different Pokemon. But oh man, what did I get rid of? There's just I guess since I have Spore, I don't really need Sing anymore. And then I could just like give Swimmer Speed the Muscle Band, just embrace the mixed variety of physical attacks it has. Yeah, let's go for that. Plus I just remembered for the 18th millionth time, I can always relearn a move if I change my mind later. I don't think I can emphasize enough just how much that, now that I have that opportunity open, I was going to try to say how much more stress-free, when I should just say how much less stressful. That's much easier of a sentence to say. Okay, you do not look, your starting Pokemon do not look familiar. You are leading off with stuff that really compliment my lead, so there is that. I'm worried I'll get one shot if I heal, but I'll go for it. I am missing Giga Drain already, but I think it'll be worth it because I think in exchange for not being able to heal off the Slow King, I can just one-shot it instead. And if that's the case, that's a fair trade-off. Excellent. I just remembered Part Psychic, so it's good that he one-shotted it. Blossom gets Quiver Dance. Like, of course it does. But now I want to use a Blossom. It's like, Blossom's always been like a really underrated Pokemon to me. Like, I've always wanted to use it, but it's just so hard to use. It's just like, I just really like the design of it. It's so cute. But every time I try to use it, it's a little hard to pull off. I believe, unlike things like Spinarak, I do believe I've actually stick through a playthrough with a Blossom once or twice. If I did though, it was like in my childhood runs of classic Pokemon games, so I can remember for the life of me. But it's been so long, if we came across like a Shadow Oddish or a Shadow Blossom, like if we came across Blossom in some form, the temptation to use it would be high. Like, I love you, Funlin. Breloom is really fun to use too, but it's been even longer since I've used a Blossom than it's been since I've used a Breloom. But I don't think, like, I think it would have to be a Shadow Pokemon in order for me to use it, so we'll see. I just bring it up because, like, just giving it Quiver Dance alone is enough for me to think, huh, maybe I could actually pull something off with it. Oh, that's right, it just went for a Quiver Dance, didn't it? I'm not even surprised. It's okay. Talonswift is the one that really needs experience out of everyone here. I'm tempted to just send Ziggy. I don't want anyone else to get too high level. I'm tempted to send Ziggy just because. Not the smart thing to do, but it's there. Actually, I can make it work because I'm just gonna go for extreme speed anyways. And with Ziggy out here, I can go for Helping Hand to make. Like, I was already pretty confident extreme speed would finish it off. That's why I wasn't even gonna risk the 5% chance of missing. But Helping Hand just adds an extra layer of assurance to it. Okay, I wasn't planning on doing I wasn't planning on doing the entire square, but I'm glad I did. Huh. So the thing that makes a foe drop its guard. Like, this is always a cool move on paper, but it never feels worth a move slot. Especially because it's so weak. Because, like, I mean, it probably is going to happen more often in this game because it's a hard mod and they actually make use out of Protect. But I don't think it's going to be frequent enough to justify getting rid of any of my other moves. Which is a shame because I love to have it in the back burner for those situations, but I don't know what I would get rid of for it. So yeah. I'm glad I did all that. I was gonna end up... I didn't want this whole episode just to be doing this. But I also don't want to rush OBNS. Hold on, let's take care of this poison first. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't want to rush. I was gonna do OBNS in this episode to assure that I did something. Welcome back to some more Pokemon XG. Was gonna end the recording session off after that last episode, but I think I wanted to get the whole OBS quest line done tonight. That way, if I'm remembering correctly, I can open up a bunch of options of stuff for me to do off screen. And that would be fun. Alright, your name checks out. Shrewd is my friend, it's cute. Like always. Room. Gonna take a tour. This place used to be called Kids Grind HQ before. I heard it started by a bunch of kids, isn't that cool? Like, how long is it? It's only been like, for some reason I'm thinking like the time between Calcium XD has only been 3 years. Maybe 5, but that's still like a lot of time for kids to grow up. I guess they're kinda young as we saw out there, but they definitely look like... They definitely look older. The wild Pokemon story. Maybe we'll find out more about that later. Hint, 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 hint. Foreshadow, foreshadow, etc., etc. Residents are a new idol duo from GT Port. They can sing, dance, and even perform magic stunts. How dance aren't they cutest? This is how I always say it. I mean, the show's. My name is Razzle. I've been chosen to do the dancing in the open. So, nothing really new there. There is definitely at least a side quest coming up soon. Ari Network. Oh, I forget. Moveset, so I'm supposed to be in charge here. Glad to meet you. Started by kids 5 years ago. Hey, I was right. During the Shadow incident, a tiny network has grown to this today. I operate the place with my partner Net. We're convinced that reporting the unvarnished truth will be the good of peace. Need something from me? Cypher's was using his desert lab again? Okay, you should take the SD card and show the Net right away. I'm sure you can decipher whatever's stored on it. I forgot how much of a vigilante he is. It's locked. Wasn't this the room where there was like a random NPC that just blocked you from getting there before? Or am I thinking of a different room in here? I'm gonna put together a new battle program, getting information, trying to decide a star. Well, I don't know where my mommy is. Can you help me find my mommy? I'm having a random memory flashback. Remember that this little side quest gives you a Soothe Bell, but we already have one. So, perhaps? We're bringing you a special news bulletin. Professor Crane, the abducted head of the Pokémon XG lab, has safely rescued. He's being held captive in Psyker's desert research facility, which was widely believed to have been abandoned. He was rescued by a lone team. There's evidence that Cypher has returned after apparently being crushed 5 years ago. Authorities fear that Cypher's return could result in more serious instances. Citizens are urged to be vigilant and cautious. Fun trivia that I don't know if the game mentions, so I might say here. This is the same reporter that got a promotion pretty much right at the very end of the post-game of Pokemon Coliseum. Like, she wasn't even the person on the news until literally the very last Shadow Pokemon, and like, the coverage she did of that last scene actually got her a gig in the newscasting scene. Maybe that's a little foreshadowing to it. It was kind of cool, especially because, like, shame that the Coliseum randomizer ended up the way it did, and I never actually showed off the post-game, even in my vanilla playthrough of Pokemon Coliseum. But don't beat the brakes, Coliseum post-game is kind of annoying to put up with. I know I still have my legs, but oh, you're not? Well, I knew about that late, but I'm thinking of a different room. Maybe there's just all these roadblocks in general. Couldn't hear soon, but Candy hasn't come back. Reunion. Oh. I mean, a good deed is worthwhile in of itself, but I'm not gonna turn down a GIF. But that makes me wonder, could you be locked out of this TM if you don't do the side quest? Now, I'll just say... Alright, what was our new TM? Psych Shock. Can anyone learn this? Cause... No. I'm starting to realize just how many physical attackers we have on this team. I like everyone, but might not be a bad idea to balance. Maybe I'll just balance it out by, like, picking when I choose Shadow Pokemon to temporarily put on the team make sure they're special attackers instead. Oh, this is the jerk that I'm thinking of. Dude, you're already letting me go, like, wandering around this half the building. Just let me go 2 more steps. Whatever. Hey, we can't be touching stuff without permission. God, this guy's a jerk. Like, if you don't want people wandering around rummaging for stuff, lock the door like they did on the floor below. Survive? Okay, that's definitely new. Keeping information on as data is fine, but I prefer seeing it in print form. Oh, that seems vanilla, but the bookshelf seems new. This was made in like the late 2000s. So there's a slight chance that this is vanilla text and we were just right on the verge of like mobile technology actually becoming a thing. Anyways, rip the caves. Never gonna see that return in a Pokemon game. I've been told by Net not to let anyone through. He's working right now. Oh, you're from the HQ lab? Oh no, he says he's a person coming from the HQ lab. Oh yes, I was expecting him. Please show him through. I would like make fun of him for having a sudden change of heart, but I guess it's normal. Like, you're Net, but who are you? I'll call Bit. Glad to meet you. Net's over there. You know, I got myself curious, before we progress the obvious plot trigger. Okay, there wasn't really as much to do here. I could check the TV, but we just watched the broadcast. We got to see it live, which was pretty cool in itself. We heard from Professor Crane. Sounds like you pulled off a daring rescue. But let's see the SD card. How's this for an idea? Our team should be out visiting Duking in one of his Pokespots to fill out a story about wild Pokemon. Since he's got free time, why not go visit Duking as well? And time for one of the big elements that separated Vanilla XD from the original Pokemon Coliseum. Honestly, kind of underwhelming in itself, because for my personal playstyle, the Shadow Pokemon were enough in of itself and really like encouraged, and you didn't get that many wild Pokemon options. But I do recall from the forums that they really expanded on the types of wild Pokemon you can get, which kind of sounds tedious in this particular format. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see myself sticking to just using the Shadow Pokemon that I come across. But more wild Pokemon's always good. I'm never, or at least I'm not going to complain about wild Pokemon, because more wild Pokemon just means more options to stuff into the purification chamber, as far as I'm concerned. Because that's really where wild Pokemon shine in my eye. Just like, I'm not sure if you got it from my terrible explanation of it before, but you need Pokemon of a wide variety of types to like cover different weaknesses and resistance to fully optimize the purification chamber. And when so just having more options of Pokemon will make that part a bit easier in itself. It's not gonna, and besides, like, if you have a favorite Pokemon that doesn't appear as a Shadow Pokemon, but you can get it as a wild Pokemon, that's good. Also, the fact that, like, in XD, you can't actually shiny hunt Shadow Pokemon, because of how overly convoluted it got with the Shadow Pokemon mechanics in Coliseum. They just shiny locked every single Shadow Pokemon in this game, so if you want a shiny Pokemon from Pokemon XD, wild Pokemon are your only option.